When I give you whistle, every say prrrr. When I give you whistle, man, you say prrrr.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Prrrr. It's big, it's back, and it's live. My name is Leonard Abekando, and in this episode, we are going to talk about the fallen Eagles, not the Super Eagles. Yes, they fell short against DR Congo yesterday in a penalty shootout, and my guys are here. They are seated and ready to help me cook, dissect, and go deep into the game yesterday. Prosper, what's up?
I'm feeling good. I'm
welcome.
feeling really good. Feeling really good. You know that I called my mom yesterday trying to track my ancestry, try to track all the people that have walked through my family. And interestingly, some of them are from DR Congo.
What's that?
Why are you laughing?
Charlie Stanner, welcome.
Charlie.
How was your weekend?
All good. Fresh Monday morning, we go again.
Sports Latin, successful hit watch for some Ghanaians.
Oh yeah, naturally Ghana must go. So we are going to the World Cup. They won't be going because of what they've done. So they in the end of Ghana must go, right? And then we are going to the World. So we'll be representing them. They'll be watching, from their successful hit watch.
Right. Anyway, let's get straight into the match. The match started with that sort of intensity that you'll be looking out for. And in the opening half of the game, a goal came through, and we thought that Nigeria is on and will be making it out of these playoffs and be on the stage where they will compete with Bolivia and other teams or countries that have qualified. Prosper, how was the game for you? Your general overview of the game yesterday?
The game was all about coaching. Sebastian Desailly. Where did
tell me about him.
Where did DR Congo finish in last year's AFCON? In the previous edition of the AFCON. They finished in the semi-final.
Semi-final.
They beat Egypt on the road.
Yeah.
It's coaching.
Yeah.
Coaching. Sebastian Desailly is a top manager. Anytime Nigeria pressed them high up the pitch, DR Congo, the way he positioned his DMs made his two wingers drop deep. In the line, they were like 5 men. So always when you press them, there's an option to pass to. When I watched Ghana against Japan, my guys are quiet. When I watch Ghana against Japan, anytime they press me,
right.
But even if you play our way out of the back, and
That's
it's really basic, fundamental that in coaching, when your team is pressed high up the pitch, there always has to be another option. That is it. There always has to be another option to pass the ball to. But that was a problem for us. But for DR Congo, they got it right. In 1974, let's not forget, they were at the World Cup. At that time, they were called Zaire.
Right.
The first sub-Saharan African nation to make it to the World Cup. DR Congo.
Yeah.
And looking at what they did at the previous edition of the AFCON, how they played yesterday, the intensity. If you look at their starting 11, people forget. There's some really good players in there.
They do.
Sadiki is in there. He's in the Premier League.
Sunderland.
You look at their skipper, I remember.
Twazimbe, Wan-Bissaka.
So many of them.
Masauku.
Their back four is made of all Premier League.
One is from Lille. So they have really good top players. But credit to the manager in the way. In the second half, from about once Osimhen went off, from about the 46th minute to all the way into extra time, all the way to penalties, Nigeria just looked like they were never a better side on the pitch.
Right.
And DR Congo netted about twice, but it was ruled out.
I like the fact that you talk about coaching.
Oh no, the sub is the top one.
Even for the first half, when Osimhen came off, starting the second half, you could see that the game plan was all about Osimhen. All balls to Osimhen. And so even if you look at the first goal, the cross from the winger, before it got to Osimhen, you see the defender, there are already two defenders who are marking Osimhen.
Yeah.
But the third defender, because he knows this is Osimhen, so the two is not enough. He's struggling to come back, so he couldn't clear the ball well. So he sends it back, and then the second ball. It was all about the second ball for Nigeria. So when Osimhen went off, all ideas.
But you see, that's the problem for Nigeria, because Osimhen is like top 5 strikers in the world. No doubt, we've established.
The last time you just brushed Osimhen. The last time you brushed Osimhen off.
When did I brush him off?
The last
time
have I
ever brushed him off?
But no, we were talking about other strikers. But you were talking about other strikers in Europe.
No, I mentioned the top 3 strikers in the world. And I said they were Kane, Mbappe, and Haaland.
Right.
He's not better than the 3.
No, but
he's in the top 5.
No, but I'm saying that. But let's go into the conversation.
Okay.
How? Let me come to Sports Latin. For this one, how important is the Osimhen? Because they looked so ordinary after that injury.
So I think to define the role of a player in the team, it falls back to the manager, coaching, just as he said. For me, as a manager for the Nigerian national team, I won't go in to fix Osimhen as my focal point. So without him, we tend to struggle. I watched this national team against Zimbabwe, and then they were very, very bad. They were very, very bad.
Yeah.
They were able to pass Zimbabwe because of the quality that they have, but not how good they were on the day.
Yeah.
Because you can't tell me that you'll be fixing Osimhen as your 9 and then Tolu Arokodare, another forward there. So 2 top with the 2 wingers with Moses Simon and then Ademola Lookman. We know Simon to be a dribbler, someone who can create space and then find players behind the ball.
They've got Chukwueze and
Chukwueze who can do the same
Bro,
thing.
they don't have an
These are
excuse.
dribblers. Lookman will know how to score. He's a dribbler. But the manager told them that you have to cross the ball to the 18-yard box because there's Osimhen inside there. For the first 15 minutes, all balls to Osimhen. And I was like, if you continue this way, you cannot be any team at the World Cup, so it will be better if you stay home. So me, I felt very sad when they got past Gabon because clearly it was a case of the quality that they have.
Those latter, let's not even go to Gabon. They didn't deserve to be here.
Yeah, because they
didn't deserve to be here.
You think Nigeria?
No. The ranking of
David, that rule where you
let
have
me give
to
you
take
the ranking of the 10
deserve
best
to be
placed
here.
teams. Gabon 19 points,
Right.
DR Congo 16, Cameroon 15, and then Nigeria 15. So if even Nigeria had qualified, I think the Earth wouldn't be happy.
Yeah.
And clearly, what happened yesterday was a clear indication that they are
true reflection.
what they deserve. They don't deserve to be there
Yeah.
because you be in a group with Zimbabwe, Rwanda, and Lesotho, Lesotho, Benin, and you tell me that you want to pass back door. You want to go to the World Cup, a place where Ghana struggled to go. We qualified perfectly. They were not able to do the same thing because their manager, all he cares about is all balls to Osimhen. And imagine this situation. Yesterday, Osimhen was not there in the second half
And
of the game.
it's a big problem.
And now it's a big problem for a country of
Some
about
of the
240 million.
Yeah. Some of the players need to look at themselves as well.
Right.
And someone like Lookman, after winning the African best.
No, you see, but he took
He said he's not
Lookman
in
off
the
after
game
60
anymore.
minutes,
Yeah.
after 55 minutes. My problem is that if you have Chukwueze, Lookman, Ejuke,
Chukwueze started the game.
Chukwueze
Yeah, he
started,
started
he took him
the
off
game.
as well.
Yeah.
So
I think
he himself
at the
and
same
Lookman, he
time.
took the 2 of them.
For
I mean, the front three,
yeah,
they were
very
all-
poor.
Very
The front
poor.
three were
But-
off.
And so I think because it's like all balls to Osimhen, those 2 guys, it's like their head is not in the game.
No, but in games
So,
like this, they
I
should be
think
able to take more responsibility.
Exactly.
This is it. In Africa here, there's something we have to understand. It is either your manager goes to the training grounds, deploy tactics and then and let the players understand that this and that it is what we are going to do. It is either we are playing in triangles or squares to, dictate the pace of the game for our opponent.
Yeah.
But now, if Osimhen is in the game, the opponent rather dictates what Nigeria will do because it is either you locate Osimhen or other players are useless on the pitch. So without him, then the team is
So
totally
that's a fair point, Zlatan. So that might be one of the flaws of
It's not
Eric
one of
Chell.
the flaws.
It's a big flaw. of
Eric
Eric Chell.
Chell
Fair enough.
was not able to manage Mali.
But you see, one of with
He was
Mali,
not
he
able
wasn't
to
too
manage
bad.
Mali.
With Mali, he wasn't too bad. But anyway, one of the things is that when you look at Osimhen and you have Osimhen in your fold, if the Black Stars, we had a striker we don't have someone like that.
Yeah.
Because we've said it so many times. Semenyo scoring so many goals by playing on the right. You mentioned Isaaku. He's doing well at Leicester on the right. Jordan, if he plays for his club side, on the left. You look at Iñaki, if he's doing well with Bilbao, it's on the right. So all of our attackers, Kudus, if he's doing well at Spurs, it's on the right.
Yeah.
So we don't have a proper focal point.
Yeah.
Even if you
But if you have a profile like that in your team as a manager,
Right.
you really start thinking about making sure that most of your attack runs through him.
Right.
But then again, it comes to the point of responsibility on the other players in the team.
responsibility.
If you are Lookman and then your manager says all balls through Osimhen, and
You are
see it's not
limiting
working out.
Lookman.
No,
If you tell Lookman
and
that
I agree,
I
agree with you. But I'm also saying that Lookman, you yourself, you have to take more responsibility. You're African
You are
player
the
of the
African
year.
player of the
Yeah.
year.
You must also take more responsibility.
But let me say this: is Nigeria was Nigeria not going to be the? I mean, because you look at the other teams from the other confederations that will qualify.
They would have
this
gotten
time.
a straight final place
straight
because
final-
of their FIFA ranking.
Their FIFA ranking is it not realistic enough for Nigeria to have been at the World Cup if they had qualified?
So football now. is
Either
not-
than, I mean-
see, football now passes reality because if it's about reality, I don't think Comoros will have beaten Ghana. No, you can't.
But Zlatan.
See, he's talking about coefficient and the country's
You are
population
talking-
and the quality.
you are talking about on paper.
What I'm trying
I'm
to say
saying
is
that-
on
I'm-
paper,
no,
on paper, Nigeria
right,
will
on-
have to be there
exa-
because of their all.
Right. So I'm saying that on paper, you look at Nigeria and then their ranking. And it means that, you see, so after this qualification, DR Congo, for instance, after this qualification, would now go to the Intercontinental.
They
thing
deserve to be
with
there.
other nations as well.
Yes.
And then there, the FIFA ranking will play a role because
Yeah.
then the two best
will already do it. Yeah.
already book the semi-final.
Yeah.
With the other 4 playing another.
So the best
semi-final.
place
Another-
Nigeria were not able to beat the club.
Right. So if Nigeria had qualified, they would have stand out as the best placed team among what we have here. Probably, except for Panama, Costa Rica, that they will have close range when it comes to their ranking.
But I think the Leonard has a really good point because New Caledonia, Panama, Costa Rica, these are tough teams. If you watch if you follow South American football and you understand the likes of Bolivia here and there, Jamaica, but you can't tell me that Nigeria would.
They
had a big chance. Then based on the rankings, then there was no need to play the African playoffs. You should have just given them the slots. You have to fight for it.
No, that's true. But we also say they had a really good opportunity.
Yes, to qualify.
A good opportunity won't happen if your team is trash.
Is this Nigeria team trash?
They were even lucky to get.
Is this Nigeria team trash?
The Nigeria team is trash.
They made it to the final. They made it to the final in AFCON.
The final in AFCON.
In the previous.
And what happened in the World Cup qualifiers? We are going to the World Cup. You say you made it to the final.
No, but you are calling them trash.
They are trash. Didn't you watch the ball yesterday?
They were yesterday.
I mean, the ball. But
even you, Leonard, you are not a player, but you know that if they had beaten Congo yesterday, they would have stand that bigger chance of going to the World Cup.
Right.
You are not a player, but you know this. Are you trying to tell me that Rachel and then Osimhen they don't know? Are you trying to tell me that Lookman they don't know? No, they don't know how to play the game.
They were so lucky to get to the extra time.
I think that to me, for Congo, no matter where they will be ranking, beating Nigeria alone, we have to support them.
No, fair enough.
They have to go based on merit. They are Dr. Congo. They have to be there. For Nigeria, we have to accept, and they have to also accept their fate. 240 million plus people, and then your goalkeeper Nwabali.
Over
240 million. Nwabali. See, there are goalkeepers in Ghana on any day. They will bench Nwabali. Solomon Agbasi.
Simple.
Frederick Asare will bench Nwabali. I won't even talk about SM. Benjamin Asare. No, I won't talk about Benjamin Asare.
I like the fact that you talked about DR Congo. There is not a fluke.
Yeah, it's not a fluke.
I watched their team, and they don't have their star man. Juan Wissa. Yeah. Very good player.
Yeah.
In the AFCON, I enjoyed watching him.
Yeah.
And so there is not a fluke.
Relax.
And let me read out some stats to you. For possession, Nigeria played 46.
Wow,
54 for DR Congo.
If he be a
total shots, finish 4 for Nigeria, 12 for DR Congo. Shots on target, 8-2 for Nigeria. So they were even lucky to get to the extra time. And their star player, Cedric Bakambu, he took him off, I think, around the 70th minute. He has, I think, 7 goals and assists in the World Cup qualifying.
Yeah.
So after taking him off...
He's a Real Betis in La Liga.
Yes, exactly.
He's a really good guy.
So they were even lucky to get to the extra time. I don't know what the DR Congo manager was thinking with that kind of substitution, but...
Yeah, that's a break.
Well...
Let's talk about Eric Shell's his claim on voodoo in that penalty.
Why
Nigeria they no get shrine? You know, be that they lose.
Why didn't they use the voodoo to qualify in the first place ahead of Senegal?
You were playing against Benin, Lesotho, Rwanda. Rwanda they said tourism. Benin,
personally, I do believe
you're able to beat them, and you are talking about voodoo.
I do believe there may be instances in football where voodoo is involved, but in this case, you could clearly see.
Don't you think that
Congo planned for the penalty shootout?
I mean,
you saw the substitution.
No, you see,
Sadiki spoke about it.
Who took the first penalty for Nigeria?
Calvin Bassey.
How do you go into a penalty shootout? And you pick your center.
They weren't
prepared. It's like we are going to a penalty shootout. Kudus Day, Semenyo Day, this day. Then we say Salisu
Kobo first.
The body language of Calvin Bassey. He wasn't prepared.
That alone shows
mentally he wasn't prepared.
So
Sadiki,
as a professional footballer, you are going onto the pitch. You don't tell me that you didn't plan for penalty.
That is where the accountability comes in that I talked about.
Accountability, then the first place, Osimhen shouldn't have even let Turkey to play for the qualifiers. Because if the team is not in the sound state, if the team is not that good, if the team is not up there, what's the work of their manager? The coach needs to, dig deep into their brain. Psychologically, they were down even from the start of the game.
Well, he talked about the managers.
So what happened, during the penalty shootout is a clear indication that the players themselves don't know how to go to the World Cup. they don't deserve to be there. They are not going there, and they won't be there.
Are you saying this based on analysis or based on pure sentiment and hatred?
No, not hatred. Okay, I'm not saying this. Are they going or they are not?
Anyway, they're not going.
Yeah, anyway, and why are they not going? Because of what we saw on the pitch. The attitude of the player, their soul, their spirit, even their fan base. I remember when they were playing against Benin. You struggle against Benin. You struggle against Rwanda, Zimbabwe. And then they will play in Nigeria, the Moshood Abiola. And the fans will be like, when they are playing home, they don't play well. But when they are playing away, they play well. No, I think Gabon deserves a rematch. Yeah, because
Congo have dealt with Nigeria. It's okay.
No, it still pains me that Nigerians were able to get past Gabon. Because how can you tell me that the team that ranked the best place second team, 19 points ahead of even DR Congo? Right. You see, with the criteria and the laws, there we'll go back to that.
No, but you
because still there are some missing keys.
Nobody cared until you find yourself in that scenario. When FIFA nobody cared.
When CAF put
because you have not found yourself in that scenario, so they say they go tear the points from the teams.
That is a conversation that came up, because then it means that the lowest rank, not the lowest rank, or even the weak teams in every sport, their points were taken away. So if Nigeria had 6 points from a weaker team in the group, that point is taken away. And that is why certain other countries, like certain other countries couldn't qualify, because it means that if you had 3 points against a lower ranked team side in your group, it won't be counted. It plays to your advantage. Yes. But someone who had 6 points doesn't. But I think that they did not see the importance of it when CAF put that out, rather than but now that it's taking effect, they are saying that no, it shouldn't have been like that. But I think that is
logically, as we are sitting here, we can say it doesn't make sense. But the question is, all the member African nations on the board, they were sitting there, their hands in their pockets, and they agreed to this law.
Yeah, they agreed.
So are you trying to tell me that the representative of Gabon, Congo, Nigeria, when they were then, they talked about the law, they were not able to scrutinize it and have amend it.
And the point I'm making,
so my point is that even their leaders accepted it.
Exactly. So I'm saying that because in that moment you did not find yourself wanting.
If you tell me that in that moment
to the World Cup, so
you didn't find yourself they didn't care. Maybe they are not fit for their jobs. So it serves them right that they are not going. But for Nigeria, I'm very happy.
Well, in a minute, let's wrap up on Nigeria. Let's wrap up on the fallen eagles. DR Congo was their chance of becoming the 10th side to qualify with other 9 sides that they've qualified for this world. What was the chance for them?
I think they got a really good chance. I think that it's not even about the quality of the players they've got. Most of their players are underrated. You see, they're not really big names, but they've got a really decent unit, balance in their team, and then their manager is really brilliant.
Experience.
The sub is really, really good. Tactically, he's I don't want to mention somebody's name, but tactically, I won't mention his name. Tactically, he's far ahead of what we have here at home. I'm not going to mention what we have here at home. What we have here at home, the coach we have here at home. I'm not going to mention his name.
Our coach. Is it the one who speaks the German language?
No, not that one. So I think that because of that, his team, and considering the teams that are in the intercontinental playoffs, I believe that DR Congo, from what I saw against Nigeria yesterday, I believe that they have a chance of making it to the World Cup.
Stana, do you share the same opinion?
I do. I think they have a really good chance. The one thing I could see from the game yesterday was that they don't have the cutting edge that much, in front of but defensively they are hard to beat. And that is a solid foundation to build off. If you are hard to beat, then you can go on and win a game of football. You can score a goal at any moment, but if you are defensively solid, which they are, they have a great chance of qualifying.
Right. Now let's come back home. Talk about the Black Stars.
I think with the Congo issue that you were talking about.
So he didn't mention, but you still want to touch on it.
Also Canada.
So with Congo, there's something too clear. It is very, very conspicuous. As Africans, we have to,
it's very, very
conspicuous.
Oh yeah, bro. Masa. Oh yeah, degree, bro.
So the issue here is that being clinical in front of goal is an alien thing to Africans. Our players abroad, our national teams,
even the right cuts back,
and you said it. The finishing is too poor. So imagine us playing against, this is an African country. They'll be facing off against a South American side that you think that the country.
Hold on, when is it being played?
Next year match.
But we are waiting for that.
Yeah, Western might be fit by then. Yeah. And the issue here is that you think it's about the names. Maybe they'll be playing against another South American side that you don't really, rank. But the funny thing is that for they from South America, they have that clinical instincts that they'll punish you.
In front of
the
goal.
Europeans will punish you.
Yeah.
So to me, Chancellor Mbemba is as your back line, solid center back.
Yeah.
Musauku, solid left back.
Yeah.
Aaron Wan-Bissaka, solid right back.
Yeah.
Now talk about the attack. Put the Firmino. They can't score. So the issue about we the African is that we will go to the World Cup and they will be averaging 0.1 per game, which is no good.
Yeah.
So going into the qualifiers, the DR Congo, Dr. Congo, they have to either visit the hospitals to get some goals injections. Because you can't tell me that you'll be playing the qualifiers against the intercontinental teams there. Maybe Panama self will beat you, Costa Rica will beat you, Mexico will beat you.
Are you sure?
Yeah, because clinically they are good.
No,
but for Africa,
but you know, in games like that too, like you're saying, your defense to plays a big part.
Yes, so your defense will keep the game in shape. But you need your attack to destroy your opponent.
These South American teams, physically, they'll be up for it.
No, but they are very strong.
If you watch that Angola versus Argentina, you understand the reason why Africa we don't score goals. Long ball crying. And yesterday it was evident in that Nigeria versus DR Congo teams. You see, after football games in Europe, you can talk about ball progresses. You can talk about diagonal passes, horizontal. Nigeria Congo, if you talk one self.
Anyway, I mean, it will be a contest that we'll be happy to watch. But on Tuesday, or we will see other teams that or other countries that would join the race of the playoffs in the intercontinental stage. But the Black Stars, they've moved from Nagoya to Seoul in Japan. After being
this matter.
2-0
Look, Zlatan.
by Japan.
Zlatan and I were after the game. A very hot session. I'm sorry for Abu Francis.
Right.
It's very difficult. The kind of injury he sustained, probably not going to be at the World Cup. But like I said,
definitely not going
to be at the World Cup. Fair enough. But like I said, look, football is really about coaching. When we played against Japan, look, anytime they closed Derek Korn out on the left and he looked in front, he had zero options.
Yeah.
It is not possible. Look, and you see, the last time we talked about the ACN matter, when I mentioned Thomas Partey, a lot of people were like, oh, he's not that good. But you could see it. And in this team, anytime Partey is not around, this midfield is non-existent.
I think we lack that player profile Partey where he will break the lines with
nobody is close. Nobody can do half of what he does.
That is true.
Nobody can do half of what Partey does.
I love the fact that you brought that up. Because when you're playing a 3-back like we do, one of your centre back has to be a progressor of the ball.
Yeah.
We don't have that.
Yeah.
We don't have that. And our laterals, they take too many touches before they release the ball.
Yeah,
so anytime they corner us to the left and then our wing back gets the ball, he has no option.
See, my worry is that the pressing of Japan is not as efficient or effective as the pressing of the likes of Portugal, Spain, England. So when we come up against and Bellingham is pressing you, Foden is pressing you, you've got a Kane.
They are not just pressing you, they are pressing to win the ball. Transition.
And I watched in the entirety of the first half. The number of minutes we kept the ball, between the longest spell we kept the ball was between the 22nd minute to the 24th minute to the 26th minute, 3 minutes in the first half. That was the longest spell where we saw the ball. It's a big problem. And if in qualifying games like this, even some of our best players can, because if we have a Kudus, we don't know the situation. But if we have some of the other top players around, then we'll be able to probably judge and know where we stand ahead of the World Cup.
That is what I want to come on. Stana, do you think that the absence of these key players if they were present, right? Do you think that it would have been realistic enough for us Ghanaians to see what exactly we can do? Because it looks like playing in the qualifiers, we didn't face a side like what this
that is my problem with the Black Stars, because the issues that my brother is talking about here, these are issues that are prevalent even when our starting 11 are there. They are prevalent. We don't have that. We have Jiku, Salisu. None of them are progressors of the ball. And so if we have to play
progressors,
Salisu is close. But then
they don't do it consistently and efficiently enough.
Yeah.
They don't do it enough. And if a guy like at the midfield, he controls the midfield.
Yeah.
He plays for Mines.
Yeah.
So if a guy from Mines is able to take control of your midfield like that, if you come up against a Declan Rice
or Pedri,
you are dead. You can't compete. And if you look at where the first goal that they scored, he dispossesses him, and because we can't progress the ball into the final third, when we lose the ball, it's a goal. Immediately use the ball. It's a high quality.
Oh, the first half they were fighting for our lives.
Right. Anyway, let me because you spoke about players being clinical up front. Ghana had 7 total shots, but 2 on target. One that we saw, a very fragile one from Suleiman.
And then Prince.
And then Prince. I mean, what does it mean going forward? Facing a Japan that we saw, South Korea that we saw, Son score a very sensational, free kick from a sport that, everyone was just happy about. What does it mean for us going
against
into this
Fujita and then Toyota? We chopped 2. So against Song Hyun-min, we will take like 5 normal as a Ghanaian.
This is the side that we beat them 3-2.
You can beat them in the world stage. We have to chop goals against them. You see about our clinical instincts. The Prince Adu Kwabena guy. I saw something in him.
Right.
Yeah, he can be a backup striker. He loves to play behind the striker. If you followed him from Bechim when he went
behind
to
the defender?
yes, behind the striker, so the backup guy. When
Second
he went to
striker,
FC Krebas, from there when he joined Victoria Prism right behind Vidra, he's doing that job. He has that instinct. You see, there are 2 things. You have to be physically strong and also mentally fit to play in the Ghana Black Stars. And me, I'll say this: if you're a Ghanaian, you have to limit your expectations because the national team is only attractive and we only focus on the national team when we qualify for the World Cup.
Let me ask you a question. With our forwards, how do they merit the call-up? Is it about the number of goals they score, or
because
just because they're having appearances
in
for
a
their
whole
club?
season scored 4-5 goals?
You see, when you were making your point, you
talk
talk about our key players who were not available. The big question here is that even if the key players are available, the Black Stars plays like amateurs. So imagine playing a country that didn't qualify for the World Cup. For the AFCON. So the only games you get to test your strength ahead of the World Cup is this Karen Cup.
Yeah,
but you tell me that Fatah Ushia Kuninam tidal race. Kamadi Sulemana should be the captain of the team in Japan. You tell me that Prince Adu Kwabena, these are guys who are good. They deserve to be there. But they have to share the dressing room with the guys that at least we Ghanaians see that they are the fulcrum for Otuado. Now, Otuado, even if your fulcrum players are around, we don't see any better player. And me, I'm saying it. For a coach who is willing and also ready to, deploy the tactics of we are playing the 3-back. No manager should tell you your wings back will have to be pacey. Calibrate your own tracking back. This guy, the left back. See, let me tell you this. Calibrate is very efficient when he's playing in the midfield.
We saw that.
Ghanaians, we are not ready to go there because he played as a right back. We've qualified for the World Cup. So that's all. Let me tell you this. If you are playing against Lamine Yamal, then you tell me that Calibrate will defend against Lamine Yamal.
No, but Caleb plays on the right. Caleb plays on the right.
Go to the.
It will have to be your left back who deal with Yamal. Not Caleb.
So 3-back system. The key thing for you is your laterals, your wing backs.
Yeah, your wing back has to be very good. Very good.
The other guy, Gideon, is good. Who? Because of what you against Japan.
He's decent.
Con Gideon Mensah, we get plenty for Zongo Johnson. I'm not gonna lie.
But Con is decent.
No.
He's decent. Come on.
You are not ready to, let the players know that
Gideon Mensah fine, but
Gideon Mensah what?
Fine. No. If you want to,
so Con plays just.
But I'm saying decent. Yeah, for decent in World Cup. Yeah, for decent.
It's just
we already know that we have a lateral problem.
Yes, but then we are.
Let me ask you this question about Otuado. When you see coaches on the touchline, you can talk about Guardiola. This is his tactics. Opo pass. You want to dictate the
philosophy.
If you want to talk about Ancelotti, we know how he manages his players 1-to-1. He knows how to do things, dynamism. Otuado, we are talking about a manager who was at Borussia Dortmund. So me appointed this man his second time. I was expecting to see a profile or something different. But if you talk about, you'll be playing against Zimbabwe, you'll be playing against Sudan. No about Treme Fudes, Robust, Edmond Ado, Baba Idrusu, anyone, Elisa Owusu. We are not
very difficult.
The strength of the Black Stars today is not even our midfield, but our forwards. The Joseph Pencil, they come out in Sulemana, they play football like sleep inside mosquito nets. Pow, throw, corner. The guy don't know how to play shot on target safe. Fatah Ishaku be me. No, come out in Sulemana. We have to let this guy understand.
You
see, the only thing that distinguish this guy, Jeremy Doku, Vinicius, away from Kamaldeen Sulemana today is their finishing or maybe how good they are to locate their players in the box, how they use their speed to
I think it's a matter of coaching.
But for our Kamaldeen
Sulemana, it's a matter of coaching.
He's been playing football.
I think it's a matter of coaching.
His finishing.
I think Jeremy Doku is playing under Pep Guardiola.
Right.
Remember.
But people
relax. Tranquilo. You look at
your man
Vinicius. I speak Spanish.
Adebab.
You look at Vinicius before Ancelotti arrived at Real Madrid. Vinicius It's not Vinicius. It's Vinicius. Vinicius Junior, not Vinicius.
Your man, they speak like they come from Sao Paulo.
If you look at Vinicius very carefully.
So you mean
before
Kamaldeen needs to study under
Ancelotti arrived under Zidane. Vinicius was basically for 3-4, not the one I could check.
Right.
I remember.
It happens so many times. No, relax. Benzema said don't pass to him.
Don't pass to him.
You know the definition of chronic. You know the definition of chronic.
Let me arrive. Let me arrive.
That first year was very bad. I hope that's what you're talking about.
Yes. The subsequent years, relax.
Was good.
The subsequent years were better, but so the final product was bad. So he was still playing La Liga seasons where after 36 games, some amount 4 goals.
Okay.
You know, 36 games. Relax.
Let him make his point. I'll come.
Once Ancelotti walked into that dressing room, did man management on Vinicius.
Right.
He won the Champions League in 2022, scoring in the final.
Almost won the
2023, they got knocked out. City scored them 4-1 on aggregate. And the season after, Vinicius was in the Ballon d'Or conversation, winning the Champions League under Ancelotti again. It's coaching. I think that Kamaldeen has a big problem in terms of the efficiency in front of goal. But if you give Kamaldeen to Pep,
so if
to manage him for 3 years,
you won't give Kamaldeen to Pep.
You can't deny it. If you give him to Ancelotti for 3 years, he will get better.
So
if Vinicius was having the managers,
bro, say Vinicius.
Vinicius.
Bro,
was having the managers.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Was having the managers.
Anyways,
that Kamaldeen's had throughout this. I think Jasperini. Okay, he didn't do that. Jasperini. That's for
Jewish.
Lookman. That's for Lookman.
Yeah.
But if you look at Ademola Lookman, look at what he was 2 years ago. Before
He
that
joined
player
Atalanta.
of the season, African Player of the Year award, 3 years back in the Premier League. Even when he was giving that speech, when he was receiving the award, he made you understand that though he was just down there. There was a point in his life where he felt like he wasn't that good enough. Now 3 years on, he's African Player of the Year. You can't arrive at that without coaching. As a person growing up in your career, whatever, you need someone to help you, groom you. It's coaching.
So you know, in the space of 6 months to the World Cup, Kamaldeen won't get that coaching. The Black Stars. Hope you know that.
Oh, in the Black Stars, they won't get it.
So when are we going to see the best in Kamaldeen?
And so we got to wait for. Look, some of the best things you've seen from Mo Salah. He's always had the ability, but some of the best things, look at the manager Salah's work with.
Could it be about mentality as well?
No, I think mentality.
This is not about
his body
mentality.
language.
Well,
See, the Kamaldeen we saw from the French League One winning the Player of the Month. At that time, he was on fire than Doku, even without scoring.
Yeah.
The Kamaldeen who joined Southampton as the record transfer fee, we thought it would be better. And now he's at Atalanta. Atalanta rather in the Italian Serie A. And we are still talking about let's give him time. Vinicius Junior gave us a single season in Spain, which was very bad. We all understand. In the second year, we saw a different Vinicius. But for Kamaldeen Suleiman, I agree. Injuries have not been, good to him. I agree. But to me, if you're a Ghanaian today, we shouldn't give these guys the national team to play because speed, because of Atalanta. No, if there's a striker somewhere, if there's a forward somewhere who knows how to find the back of the net, go for him.
Is there?
We have to move from
national team call-outs are different. But let me make you understand. Let me say, give me 30 seconds.
If you talk about this, he's also don't have a different. He hasn't been in the sector.
Give me 30 seconds. Give me 30 seconds.
You have 30 seconds.
How many of you saw Ousmane Dembele at the 2018 World Cup?
I saw
how many games did he play safe throughout the tournament?
He was barely a starter for them, but he played a role.
Good. 2018 Dembele. Sheldon sat here and said that I'm worried because Dembele worry, his life changed. Look at Dembele in years prior to Luis Enrique. When Xavi walked in and Xavi said, I want to trust this guy. When Barcelona fans wanted him out, they were booing Dembele. Xavi trusted him, afforded him a minute, tried to use him at his, tried to look at his strengths and use him to that advantage. Dembele had about 14 assists in La Liga.
Then he was in the second half.
Good. Then he left. Now he moves to PSG the first 6 months of the season. In his first season under Enrique, has like 2 goals. Everybody comes for Dembele. Dembele is no good. Dembele right now, in the history of the Euro, Ballon d'Or, has more than Kylian Mbappe. But he's never a better player than Mbappe.
That's true.
It's coaching.
So
you need to understand that.
So are you advising Kamaldeen to get married?
Get the right coaching.
We will come to it. We'll come to that. It took him. You asked for 30 seconds.
So give me the last 5 seconds. It took him to us. Dembele ran at like 27, 28 years. He's a Ballon d'Or winner. If he burst onto the scene as brilliant at the age of 18, 19, it took him nearly 10 years. But he's at the top now. It can take Kamaldeen that level if provided or if he has the right surroundings or environment. If you give him the right facilities, the right coaching,
so are you advising?
Do better.
Are you advising Kamaldeen to get married?
Oh, you can get married.
But yeah, let's go into the game. Our time is almost up. Let's get into the game. against
South Korea. Yeah.
What's our chances in that game?
No, we don't really have a chance.
To see?
We don't really have a chance. Semenyo stepped out, right?
Semenyo with injury, Salisu also they departed.
So this is a call for worry. If Semenyo is going back due to personal issues, Salisu, they said he's not fit. So the problem is with the medical team from Monaco and then the Black Stars. What was the communication? Because you can't travel a player from France and then to Japan and then you tell me that he's not fully fit to play. Anyway, then
I love that Zlatan saying what was the communication.
So what was the communication? Because you fly a player from France to Asia and then you tell the coach that he's not fully fit, so he can't play. Then meanwhile the bonus and the monetary issues there, he's fully fit to take the money and other stuffs. Yeah. We are Ghanaians, we have to ask question about these things. Semenyo, who is one of our key players, joined the team. Barely 37 minutes. Semenyo is playing like amateur on the bench. Next day, Semenyo is not fully. Then personal issues, he's going back. I'm saying
nobody wants to get injured on any.
I'm saying this with the national team, with our score line against South Korea, they have to thump us like 5 for us to learn lessons. And for Utuado, this will be my message for him. There are two things. Managing the national team is a difficult task. So to me, I won't die. The money there he should enjoy. But with the Black Stars of Ghana, if you're a Ghanaian, you have to, understand the state that we are. The Black Stars is on acceleration descendancy. Yeah, Tiba Ichiri, we are not going forward. And the only reason why Ghanaians are quiet about this issue is because we've qualified for the World Cup. Me, I'm promising
that's the kind of thing
that happens. After we get knocked out of the World Cup, we go back to reverse and then we'll sit and start. Let's sack Utuado. But me and you know very well that this man was not even fully fit to take us there.
Even the criteria.
But because he qualified, you see, because of our poor mentality, we celebrate qualifying for the World Cup, rejecting good football and good projects. We don't have a plan.
But Zlatan, you can't call celebrating for the World Cup a poor mentality.
I can do
First
that.
of all,
I can do that.
Relax. I'll ask you why. I'll ask you why. I'm driving to something first. Relax. Let me drive to what
against my point.
Oh my goodness.
Then let me explain my point before you drive.
Wait. I understand what you're driving at. I understand the brand of football is not good.
No, not only that one.
We don't know the philosophy.
Not only that one.
But then again,
you're right.
I'm no big fan of Utuado. Fair enough. But when you qualify to the World Cup, you can't call that a weak mentality. You can't call that. Fair enough. Stage. We came for him in the AFCON qualifiers. He didn't do a good job.
Yeah.
In the World Cup qualifiers, he got it right. As for me, I always believe in when somebody's not doing it well. And people, let's say there's one of the guys were asking me that, the same person sat here, cook Rashford on Prrrr. And then Rashford gives a good assist yesterday, and I came to say that his crossing ability has been brilliant this season. Assists at Barcelona. He has to just work on his defensive shape, and he will be better for the team. And the guy's like, I'm acting like I'm a hypocrite. I'm not. When you do well, I'll praise you. When you flop, I'll cook you. And the fact that he was poor in the AFCON qualifiers, fair enough, we established it. Was he the coach for us moving forward? No. But did he get it right in the World Cup qualifiers?
He did.
He got it right. So give him the credit for that. So if you want to talk about his philosophy, he's not good. Fair enough. But if you say that celebrating for going to the World Cup,
I'm not talking about the philosophy.
That one there is
I'm not talking about the philosophy. No. What I was trying to say is that qualifying for the World Cup alone will be that bigger achievement when you utilize it very well for your football to be in good shape. But for the Black Stars, we've been to the World Cup multiple times, and I'm asking you, whenever we go to the World Cup, we come back and then our football goes back. We don't progress. So we are yet to analyze and understand that the last time we went to the World Cup that we did very well, we had a team, we had a project, we had a system, we had a good manager. Yeah. That's why we went and then we went far to the quarterfinals because that's some Wajan penalty mess. Hope you know that.
Yeah.
But since then, Qatar World Cup 2022, we had to send dignitaries to call players. And it happened yesterday. When we lost against Japan, you see big people in the sports industry and they will be like, is it time for us to invite Edin Ketia and then Hudson? And I'm asking you, even if Edin Ketia, Hudson, they
don't improve this team.
Even if they join the Black Stars,
they don't improve
this team won't be any better.
Well, this team won't be any better. You've made your point. But yeah, let me take the final words from Stana on the game against South Korea. Stana, what do you think that this is, the time where we get to see identify some new guys that can improve the balance of the.
Well, he doesn't have a choice now. He has to try new guys, see how they bled into the team and all that. I think it hasn't quite sunk in yet that we haven't qualified for the AFCON.
Yeah.
When the tournament begins, that's when we realize, Ghana, we are not playing at the AFCON. It's a big deal. And I think we are papering over the cracks because we've qualified for the World Cup. And as he's saying, there's no clear plan. We will go to the World Cup, come back, and then same problems again. We won't progress. So the game against South Korea, I'm not expecting much. It's a game we have to play. New players will come in. They have to justify their inclusion and all that. We'll see how it goes. But he has to improve, especially with the formation. I talked about the 3-back. And then
a big game.
Yes, exactly. So I don't know. I'll be looking forward to see if he goes to the 3-back again or he reverts to a back 4. It will be an interesting game.
Well, thank you very much, guys. Charlie, this was a wonderful episode. My name is Leonard Abekando. Prrrr is big, is live. We are out.